Alright, here's a video of replacing the cables on a CD Techno 3 BOA style ratchet for this is off a MTB Gravel. Start by removing this pin. It can be a little stubborn even with a dental pick. So what I found was actually getting it into a vise, cranking it down, but not too hard, it's just plastic, so I'll be careful there. And then giving this a few smacks with a hammer. Should come out enough for you to at least grab it with some pliers at the other end. Pull. All the way up. And from there, should pop right out. Alright, with this removed, you'll see there are going to be two tied ends to either end of the cable, which is how it pulls the ratchet mechanism through. So you're going to, if you're replacing the whole cable, which I think in this video, in this case we will be doing, you'll go ahead and get both of these out of there and just go ahead and snip both ends and then pull the wires all the way through and keep the old ones, but we'll move into replacing with the new ones next. To get started, you'll notice we've got a ratchet mechanism, this metal piece, and it has two holes in it, 1 and 2 in here, and we're going to be feeding the cable through one hole and two holes. Now this hole here is a more direct route that goes straight through into here. So if you take this and align it, alright, the big trick to the success of this is that you feed it through this main straight line one twice. So you feed it through once, comes all the way through, tie a knot off, and then make the loop, and then come back through and do it once more through here. Trying to get this cable to feed through and then get through this little hole is a nightmare because it's a big 90-degree right turn. It's next to impossible. So keep it all straight, get it through in the initial, push it straight through both holes through here, and then it'll kind of feed itself through here. You can use a pick to kind of prompt it along, but yeah, do that first one all the way through, and then the second one back through the same hole, and then tie it off. But yeah, trying to get this way, no go. this is where it helps to have the old cable from there that you can measure to size against the new one. Here I have the left. You can see it's got quite a bit of fray and kind of snapped at the end, but I think it's more or less the length that I need. So as we compare it to the new one, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a little extra here so that we can feed it through and still make a knot in the end. Okay, now similarly we're going to line up the hole in the middle with the easy to slide through external hole there. And if we can line it up just right, you might be able to actually see light through there. But that's where we want. And then we can take the other end, feed it through. Take our pick. All right. Once you've tied this end off, pull both through. You should have a nice loop on the other end. You can re-install this back on the shoe. Get going again. All right, to rewire the newly set up ratchet, you're going to want to make sure that you've got both those knots tied in either end, just so you don't pull them through and have to redo it all over again. Get it all set like that. Gonna pull, starting from the toe, we're gonna pull one side through, pull the other side through, and then just gonna kind of, like traditional laces, just alternate back forth. Pull this one. Helps to kind of use one hand to guide, the other hand to pull. Give it like that. Pull through. This one's going to be the one that ends up at the ratchet. This one we're going to do the same. Pull through. Alright. I'm going to want to give it some slack here, at least enough for me to be able to safely get the shoes on and off. I don't want them too tight from the get-go, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this one through. Alright, and now we are ready to put the pin back in. Go ahead and line it up like this and push that pin back through. Alright, once we have the cable all rewound through all the grommets here, we're going to go ahead and reinsert the pin back into place. Kind of shimmy to line it up. Actually, I think it helps to, it goes best to actually reverse the way you went through. Start to just push. Give it a little knock. Make sure it's seated all the way through. And you're all good to go.